Today on Drawbli, we are drawing...
Mooses. Wait, this is my line.
You can join us by sharing your moose drawings using the hashtag Drawbli. And, we're gonna get started here. Ben, tell me about the moose you've chosen to draw.
I chose this moose. This him. He great.
This him?
Yeah.
Him good.
Yeah, thank you.
Him a good moose.
So you mentioned something literally 5 seconds ago, which was you're gonna focus on the line work of the moose, and I said, me too, because I want to be cool like you.
You are cool like me. You don't even need me to justify your coolness.
Oh, I thank you. Have you ever done a moose? I've done some animals, you know.
I've never drawn a moose. No. I used to draw like horses some when I was young, but they always ended up looking like I was convinced this little cheek area they had was very important. And they,
oh wow, that's beautiful. The cheek area. What's the cheek area?
Oh, they had like this little like.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I do. Yeah,
they
the
didn't look
masseter.
quite like that, but the masseter on a horse.
It's called the masseter muscle.
I was very into drawing horses, and I was so good about putting in the masseter muscle.
I mean, it is very big and very strong. But that's funny. Just exaggerated, like
all my horse drawings as a child. They were all named, of course, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, you gotta name your horse, and we're gonna have to name our mooses. Mooses. We had this conversation, and I have determined it is mooses.
Claude.
Oh, that's a great moose name.
Yeah, I
wow.
feel like it's pretty good.
Maybe, Claude. I'm gonna name mine Cloud.
Cloud. Oh, that's really good. Is he gonna carry like a big sword and be like
heck yeah,
a sword moose?
A sword.
I would like to see that.
A sword moose. So, in terms of lines, making them lines. Do you have like a strategy?
No.
Oh.
I started with a strategy of just like lines in the back, but now that I'm getting towards the front and things are getting a little scary because it's hard, I'm putting in big like blocked shapes, I guess. You know, trying to look at strange moose shape and say, oh, this is how the whole structure of the front piece is.
The front piece. What's the front piece again?
His chest area, I guess, and upper back.
Chest and upper back. Oh, that's right. You're drawing a completely different moose than I am. You're drawing one that's like walking. You have a lot more moose to draw than I do. Good luck.
Thank you.
So in terms of line drawing, line work that I've done in the past, what I have always attempted is to start by drawing like a rough line pass, and then I'll go back, I'll like get that really messy. I'm being a little too careful right now, but once I get in and start getting a little more messy here, I think I'll feel more comfortable. But I'll do that, and then I'll do like a second pass where I go over top of that and, try to clean that up and refine, revise, recycle, etc. Try to get that a little better. But yeah, I'm just being a little too cautious, a little too careful. I need to be more loose.
Loose with your moose? Oh,
yes.
Gosh.
I need to be a little more loosey-moosey.
Yeah, so. No, I get it. It's an intimidating project to draw a moose, because much like the human face, we are intuitively aware of when anything is wonky with a moose.
Often wonky, yeah. Everything I draw is wonky.
Speaking of wonky moose faces and how I know that we're intuitively aware, last year for Christmas, my sister, for our white elephant party, or Yankee gift swap, or whatever you want to call those things, she brought in this beautiful little decorative moose that I was just in love with. I believe her husband chose it, and they chose it because they loved it, and they were secretly, I believe, hoping nobody else would love it.
Yeah, they were trying to get it for themselves.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Which they did. And then my sister, though, knew that I loved it.
We got it. What are you talking about?
No, she went out and found a second moose for me.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
But moose number 2 has such a weird little wonky face. Instead of having the glorious moose schnoz that we all know and love, this big area here, my moose is a little bit more folded in on the nose. He looks a little bit more like what I am depicting here. Just a little tapered nose here, and I love him.
Should we put a picture up of our beautiful moose? Would that be too hard?
That might be too hard for me, but I'm not that savvy, but I might consider it. So you can
All
see
right.
him. I named him last year, but I think I'll probably just rename him every year because
You can't
probably
remember the name of a
yeah, I
moose.
cannot. And there's just more important things to do.
Well, maybe.
Maybe. So I might throw him up here too.
But yes, he is a very cute moose. We gotta really score this year on the Yankee gift swap, the white elephant gift.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping to score a new decorative animal
Well,
that looks just as derpy.
I've already found a new animal that I might just gift to her because it's made with the same materials and style as the
Oh,
moose.
that's right. Yeah.
But it is in fact a penguin. And it's really cute. Now, it's not made to scale, so it will probably just tower next to the moose like some moose-sized penguin. But I'm going to go ahead and give that to her. I think she'll like that.
Or you should just bring it to the Yankee gift swap and have everybody fight over it.
I can't risk her not getting this and completing her set.
That's the fun of it, though.
But you're probably right.
The risk, the reward, it's all there.
You're actually not wrong. And then we can all go out and get our own individual penguins to go with our moose.
Yeah, I mean, we have to get one. We can't. What if she actually brings one as well? Like, hey, I brought this.
I too have found that they started making penguins in this style.
Oh, I'm sure they have tons of different things similar to that. Go on Etsy. Let's find a million.
But you have to know how to describe
animals.
the style, and I'm like, what is this style of decoration?
Yeah,
made
it's like
with
the
this?
quills. Yeah.
Yeah, the little quills.
Yeah, that's very common.
Oh.
I had like a polar bear, one of those.
I do see the bears a lot.
Yeah.
But I was really tickled to see the moose. The moose was everything to me.
The moose was everything to Abby. Mm-hmm. Abby, you have a problem with decorations, let's call it.
Well, how would you describe my problem? Because maybe by hearing you describe it, I will gain more insight into it and thus more ability to work with it.
You were guilted into buying some giant acorns recently.
I was not guilted. I bought them myself.
You were pressured. You were pressured
by myself?
by a family member visiting.
No, not at all. She had nothing to do with this.
So you bought these giant acorns.
I don't know where
and
you're getting the idea that I
these
was
giant
pressured to do
acorns have done nothing.
They are in my car right now, waiting to be returned. Oh, I'm on the wrong
And
layer.
you better return those acorns.
I don't know.
What were you gonna do with these? Abby
They're
bought
decorative.
2 giant acorns.
They're not giant. They're only like
They're
7
massive.
inches.
They're absolutely massive acorns that do absolutely nothing.
They're gold. I think acorns are going to be really the hot decorative item this year.
Abby has a problem.
I want a show of hands from everybody who's decorating this year with acorns.
A show of hands.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll let that happen down in the comments section, and you can check that out.
I try to
later.
keep track of these things. I think is that this year, for me, the big decoration is all nature themed. You know, I think that's what people are really into now, and it's what I'm into.
I think it's what you're into.
Yes,
Is what you're trying to
that's
say.
mostly about what I'm into. Let's see here. Gonna combine these little guys. Should I add color now to my moose? Now that I've got
I
basic
thought you were doing
sketch work.
lines. No,
I
improve
did.
your lines. Make your lines better.
My lines are pretty awesome
Oh.
already. Maybe.
I think a
You
skill.
think I have some false confidence?
No, I don't. But I do think a skill that you will learn is to objectively see things a little more and see areas as you improve that you can potentially go back over and make even better.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with that. I could definitely be far better than I am.
Well, no, that's not what I mean, but like you work fast. You do work fast. You work really quick. And I think that can be a good thing, and sometimes it can also be a bad thing where you maybe work a little too quick on some stuff. Maybe.
I don't know. If I was like a professional in the industry, this would be such a valuable trait.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What, working fast?
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely is right. The faster the better. The less money you have to spend paying you, right? is what they want. Get things to them quicker.
Oh, I guess that's one way to look at it.
Well, then you charge more for your services.
Yeah. I
But
don't know where I would go from here to being able to just charge people for my services.
Well,
Like, at what point does this moose look good enough that I say, okay, this is it?
you have to
Everybody
pay
me
us for our
money."
mooses now. Pay me. Pay me for my moose. I would certainly not pay me for my moose that I've created here. Not worthy of payment. However,
However, do go on.
maybe in 10 years, you could pay me for a moose.
I am sure with diligence you could get there far sooner than that.
Honestly, we should just continue to draw moose after moose after moose, and
We will really corner the moose drawing market at that
That's what I'm
rate.
saying. Like, who's drawing mooses out there? You know?
Everybody finds their thing too. Well, not everybody, but people find their thing that takes them to glory. And often it's a thing that people aren't doing as much. Like, other people aren't really as invested in that particular corner of the market. And that's the secret to big time success and fame.
I'm saying we need to corner the moose market and get ahead of this while we still can.
I think you're right. I think, the market is saturated with pretty girls and drawings.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's too many pretty girl drawings out there.
Yep.
And not enough mooses.
Not enough mooses. Now, what about pretty mooses?
Now you're talking.
A little eyelash.
Now you're
Eyelash action. I bet moose have some nice eyelashes, though. Those
speaking
big
my lingo.
hoofed animals generally do, I want to say. All right, what can I do to elevate my moose at this point?
You're not allowed to shade. You're not allowed to do colors. Just lines.
Wait.
Lines.
Oh, that ship has sailed.
Oh no. That is a crutch, right? Like we need to get better at making some lines here. And
I think you're not wrong.
like if we do all this other stuff, we're using that as a crutch. We need to get better at, maybe you could do some contour lines to try to better understand the shape that you are drawing.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of, what I'm trying.
It's funny you say that. I was actually just kind of putting in some semblance of contour lines that I can visualize here on my portrait of a moose.
Yeah, I find contour lines to be very helpful. I'm decent at looking at a shape and kind of understanding how it would work in 3D, just because that's a lot of what I do. But in terms of like accurately capturing this with my rough line pass here, that's just not gonna happen.
No.
But with time, I can get there. I'm just very slow, and I wouldn't say methodical, but I'm slow in more
But I
ways
am
than
slow.
one. This guy's mouth is so derpy. What have I done? How do I underpify a mouth, Abby?
For moose, I don't know if you do. I think with a moose, that's the whole draw of them, is that they just have these goofy looking mouths, and yet they are these big powerhouses of the natural world.
Yeah, if you guys
Very
have never
dangerous.
seen how big an actual moose is, they're huge. There's this video that like goes around online, probably like once or twice a year, that somebody will send to me and be like, "Did you know mooses are this big?" I'm like, "Yes."
I have seen the video of the moose
It is-
charging through snowdrifts.
It's always the same video of a moose walking down like the median, or not the median of a highway. Maybe it is, but I think it's on like the opposite side of the road from the car that's driving. All right. So now what I would typically do is more lines after, like, because these are such like rough, simplistic lines to just help figure out, proportions and where everything goes. So now I really like using, I think it's called syrup. Yeah, I'll use like the syrup
that
brush
is awesome.
and kind of go back over top of things. But honestly, like looking at this, I probably need to just proportionally tweak quite a lot here with the antlers. Kind of fix those up. Antlers are kind of tough. There's a lot going on there. What did we do with antlers? We did deer skulls.
Oh yeah, we did. Those turned out pretty nice too, as I recall.
That was hard.
They were very difficult. Yeah, we might have bitten off quite a bit here, actually, drawing moose. But
Drawing moose?
we generally do. That's kind of become the known standard here, is drawing off more than we can typically chew in about
Drawing
half an hour.
off more than I can chew.
Oh, is that what I said?
Yes,
Dang it.
and it is exactly what we're going to call it for now on.
Drawing off more than we can chew.
Yeah, I love
Sounds
that.
about right.
I love that. That's great. In terms of line work, are you happy with how your lines are shaping up?
I think they could certainly be refined a lot more, unfortunately. I would love to see them like transcend into
Trends.
the
Ooh.
next sphere of existence, but I
Whoa.
don't think I'm going to take them there. Same with like my colors and color distinctions and values. I'm really just working with brown and black, whereas in reality the mousse is a kaleidoscope of many different beautiful shades and
Wow.
colors.
This is becoming poetic.
I'm not a poet, so I don't see how that could be the case. um, but yeah, he's a basic mousse sketch. Let's see, where is this mousse sketch's place in life? Where is this placeholder mousse sketch?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to imagine where I would use a sketch of a mousse if I had to use one. I would say he's kind of in the background of a bit of a large picture of the Alaskan frontier.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
And he's just in the background because he's not super like finished, but he definitely has all the qualities of a mousse that you would expect to see.
The qualities of a mousse. I like that. My mousse would be something that, let's say a middle schooler would bring home.
Okay.
And
As a class pet?
No, as a class project.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, mom and dad, look what I drew in math class today.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. Not our class. No.
Also, I have a note.
Yes.
You must sign.
Oh, so you have to come talk to my teacher. Yes, this is where my mousse would be from.
That being said, I am having a great time making the mousse.
Yeah, I'm actually, like I said, I'm horrible. I always say I'm really bad at making lines, but it's something that I really enjoy because this is going to maybe sound weird, but I like doing things that I'm kind of bad at. I feel like a lot of the time, of course, you can get like really annoyed and frustrated with stuff like that, but at the same time, like I know that, you have to go through that stage to get to the part where you are better.
Absolutely.
And I really enjoy getting to see like improvements, even if they're slow and not really all that impressive. But I don't know. I kind of like, I don't want to say I like being bad at things, but
Maybe like challenging yourself?
Oh, yeah, that's a nice way to say it. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
You like challenging yourself?
I do. Sometimes it's nice to draw something that I know I'm already good at creating and get to have a nice finished result. But a lot of the times it's nice to see what you can do with a subject you've never attempted before, such as a mousse.
A
This
mousse.
kindly mousse.
One kindly mousse, yes. Very kind mousse. In terms of finishing touches for your mousse, do you have any ideas?
Well, I was thinking of giving him like almost a little background to be walking on.
Ooh.
So I'm not sure how well I could create that in the span of time that, I'm working with here. Let me squish him.
Oh, you've really gotten in there with some color and everything else. I like that.
Just a couple different colors, but
I really tried to focus on making my lines a lot better. Maybe I should have gone more your route. Gotten in there with some more fun, some more
yeah.
colors.
I don't know, actually, though, looking at this, I don't really know if it's worth trying to add a background, because as simple as his background looks, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, that's actually kind of complex to get it looking like how it is here, unless I perhaps go into the slightly more blue.
Unless.
I don't even know. I don't like that. Okay. Well, that's all right.
Maybe just worry about cleaning up your mousse here at the end instead
That's
of
a good idea.
worrying about creating something completely new in the last few minutes.
I know. And for my last segment, a full landscape portrait. Complete with little flower details. Yeah, you're right. Let's just go in here and clean up some edges a little bit.
I am just going to fill this in with a very basic, quick color to just separate it from the background a little more. You know, I don't hate my lines.
Mm-hmm.
I made some lines, and that is what I set out to do.
Very good.
I would like to really experiment with trying some new strategies for playing around with the lines. This is what I would consider like my kind of some semi-quick second pass of line work, which I don't know. I don't know how other people really do lines. I've kind of just played around and experimented and found what works for me, and I think a lot of the time that is what you need to do. But in some ways, you know, you also, without knowing what other people are doing, it's pretty hard to progress. A lot of the time, like for digital sculpting techniques, a lot of what I've learned is from traditional sculptors and watching traditional sculptors, which is something that I don't mention too often, but that's where I've gained a lot of my older, well, not older techniques, but a lot of my techniques for how I create things, because it's exactly the same. And I try to convert and utilize a lot of those ideas for digital sculpting.
Something we've talked a lot about, I feel like, before is the balance between getting in there and practicing to improve and like watching tutorials and learning from others. Sometimes I feel like, you know, I think that definitely the weight should be on getting in there and doing the thing and practicing the thing. But sometimes I wonder, like, maybe I need to spend a little time shifting in the other direction and watching more lessons.
Yeah, that's how that comes about naturally. You can definitely feel the difference there. But unfortunately, it's very hard to feel the other way when you are stuck in what people often call tutorial hell, which is where you're just watching a bunch of tutorials and not actually doing anything on your own. That's
Absolutely.
very bad place to be, and it's where I see most people.
Aw.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, you know. You have to put in the time, you have to put in the work, and that is mileage is the most important thing. Someone commented that on one of our videos a while back, and you know, I couldn't agree more. Mileage is the most important thing, and that's like one of the entire reasons why we do what we do here, because we have to put in the time to pay for the crime of being good at art. And it's gonna be a while, it's gonna be a minute, but that's okay. It's fun to do.
But we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
like time, something that you always say is, time's gonna pass anyway, might as well get good at drawing.
yeah,
Like,
that's something my uncle always said.
Oh, really?
He said that when he decided to go back for, I think, his master's or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like the years are going to go by either way. Might as well be working towards something.
Yeah.
But that's true.
I totally agree. All right. Well, are you finito with your muso?
I am as finito as I am going to beto.
I'm fixing one little thing.
You go ahead and do that. I'll fix little things here and there as well.
You can check out my moose now. I will allow you to see my moose.
Oh gosh, let's
Let's look at your moose first.
Okay.
Ooh, he kind of looks like an older moose. I like him.
An older moose, yeah.
Well, you know, I love his antlers. I was
Oh,
going to say
thank you.
horns, but they are antlers.
Oh, thank you. I probably actually spent the least amount of time on his antlers out of anything.
They're just like a fun shape, fun proportion. Were they actually that big comparatively in the reference?
I
image?
believe so.
Oh, I don't know where he is. That's okay. But that's really cool. Yeah, I think that's a lot of fun. I love how you did the shading. I love how you, again, got some fun little texture in there with your brush and just kind of scribbled in a few areas. A little extra interest here and there. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a fun exercise. I think I liked working on his legs the most. Just
Oh,
putting
really?
in the little shapes for his legs. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fun.
Like a leg. All right, let's see it.
Here's my moose.
Oh, wow. Actually, though, I think this is very much we're seeing your work as a sculptor highlighted here. That is very technically on point, I have to say.
Yeah, I could have done
Yeah,
a lot
no.
more. But yeah, he's really fun. I like how my favorite part is how he kind of just turns into a potato down here. Like there's his moose head, and then his body's just like bloop,
Yeah.
a blob.
How do you fill in your wide area with color? Did you use a drag and drop method, or did you just fill it
Drag
in?
and dropped.
Yeah.
I used the little selection tool, which isn't working for some reason, but this thing, I used this.
Oh, I haven't used that in a while.
Oh, wait, was there a Procreate update where this no longer works with your finger? I complained about this like 3 episodes, I think.
I'm sure you'll
3 episodes ago.
Maybe, we'll see.
No, look, it doesn't work with your finger anymore. That's amazing.
Oh, that is nice.
Because my palm would constantly do that.
Yeah.
So I turned off the palm for the brush, which doesn't do it anymore. Like, I can't use my finger to draw, but you could use that with the selection. Oh, that's amazing. It doesn't do that anymore. Thank you.
Wondrous news.
Thank you, Procreate, for changing that. That was so annoying. Anyway, I'm glad you like my moose. Thank you very much. He was fun to do, and I would like to do more with him.
Well, one idea I want to do for a future episode is going back to one of our drawings, ones that we like, and taking a little more time on them.
Absolutely. I want to do that, and I want to do kind of what you were talking about there with, like, maybe doing a tutorial, and maybe we can, like, talk about what we're doing here on Drawbli, or even, like, watch the tutorial off camera, and then come back and, ooh, yeah, that'd be fun.
I would like to do that as well. You know what? We're going to start making that a part of the Drawbli.
Well, don't make any promises. Maybe it's really hard.
Well, that's true. Maybe very time consuming.
Well, anyway, thank you guys for watching. You can join us by sharing your
mooses
online using the hashtag Drawbli and click the subscribe button to be notified of future videos. And this is the part where we say goodbye. Yeah, I would love to do some fun multi-part videos or something like that. That would be really cool.
Up in the production quality. Might have to schedule that in to our
Oh, yes, if you could
Drawbliness.
pencil that into my calendar.